Hi there, everyone. It's Anthony, and I'm back with
Kyland.
And we are about to react to the season finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, which is Becoming Part 2, and it's episode 22. Kylan made an interesting observation about that.
Season 2, episode 22, part 2. And I was saying that there will never be another time when the numbers line up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there aren't 33 episodes in season 3 and so on and so forth.
So this is a very special episode.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I enjoyed it, and I'm sure everyone else did too. Man, I'm really excited. We just got done watching Becoming Part 1. Really enjoyed it. Kylan's observation of Becoming Part 1 was that it was like, becoming Angel in a way. And so now the theory is that this one might be Becoming Buffy.
Yes, Becoming Buffy.
I guess we might as well just go ahead and get right into this. We already talked about predictions and stuff. I'm just excited to get into the episode. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Becoming Part 2.
Freeze! Put your hands up. Back away from the girl slowly.
Look, I didn't do anything.
Do it now.
They picked up right where we left off.
This one's dead.
What about up there?
Oh my gosh.
Get her out of here! Look, I just want to know if my friends are okay.
That's enough.
So they think that she just murdered a room full
You
of
have the
people?
right to remain silent. Anything you say.
At least they read her rights. Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Stop!
That's crazy. They really are shooting at a teenage girl.
Are they okay?
Uh-oh. She's on the run.
It's the 12.
Did you say the 12? I thought it was just 12.
That was about equal parts protecting me and copping the field, right?
Yeah, I said the.
Yeah, you sounded really out of the loop, out of the culture there. Yeah. The 12. Guys, it's the 12.
I never should have let her try to do that, Chris.
Yo, that's crazy.
Must have known.
I didn't see Giles.
You mean he's not in the hospital?
No.
Uh-oh.
The realization.
You call us. Okay? She decides to stop by. Be best she just comes in.
I'd be concerned as a mother.
Really?
I have had a really bad day, okay? If you have information worth hearing, then I am grateful for it. If you're gonna crack
Buffy
jokes,
does
then I'm gonna
resort to
plug your
violence
cape
very
and wear
quickly.
it as a hat.
Put your hands on your head! Do it!
Oh my god.
Yo, she's just beating up cops. And I mean,
That's Spike.
I guess A-cab at the end of the day, but
I want it like it was before he came back. The way she acts around him.
You're pathetic.
Oh my god.
I lost a friend tonight.
I wasn't
And
in on that
I may
raiding
lose
party.
more. The whole earth may be sucked into hell, and you want my help because your girlfriend's a big hoe?
I can't fight them both alone, and neither can you.
Buffy has too much pride in season 2, man.
I love you.
That makes her wake up.
Because she loves Xander still.
She said eyes.
I'm here.
And then Oz just gets there. I'd like to see Willow in a Sabrina the Teenage Witch crossover. Show them how they do things in Sunnydale.
Why don't we go inside and we can talk about this?
Dang.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Oh, snap. You don't got no choice now, buddy.
Yeah.
Buffy, what is going on?
She seems awfully calm for having just seen somebody disappear. Well, there you go in terms of Buffy telling her mom. I know you've been saying you thought she should tell her mom or something, or her mom should know.
Well, I'm actually glad they did it now, because, now we don't have to sit here and wonder, why her mom hasn't, said, hey, where have you been for the last 3 hours in the middle of the night? Why are you getting home so late? Now we don't have to, wonder about that anymore. Like, I think that's gonna be a little bit better now that she knows.
Yeah, I mean, I guess before she had been sneaking out, so usually her mom just didn't know she was gone. But when she did know she was gone, it seemed like even then, I guess she would ground her sometimes, but it didn't stop anything. It did seem like her mom was kind of oblivious to things, though. But yeah, it's so this is also really interesting too. I just feel like this whole her and Spike working together now, like that, like we were talking about at the end of the last thing. Spike went from being like the big bad of the season to now kind of being on the good side right now, at least. So
yeah.
That's a big flip. That looks so awkward.
Have we met?
Oh, they sure have.
You hit me with an axe one time. Full stop. Me and Drew for Angel.
Honey, are you sure you're a vampire slayer?
I'll take her out of the country. You'll never...
We have my word, Mom. Not proof.
Look, I am sure that they will understand.
Get them involved, you'll get them killed.
Well, you're not gonna
Now
hurt
she's
them,
getting
are
kind of
you?
neurotic.
I'm a slayer,
Like, she's
not a
not
poster
trying to
worker.
control stuff.
Cops. I told you. I'm a vampire slayer.
Well, I just don't accept that.
Open your eyes, Mom. How many times have you washed blood out of my clothing and you still haven't figured it out?
Well, it stops now.
No,
What?
it doesn't stop. It never stops. Stop me.
Oh, yes, I. You walk out of this house and
Dang.
think about coming back.
What?
Oh my god.
Are you serious? So she's just emancipating? Dang, this show got dark, bro.
I mean, if your child told you they were a vampire slayer, you be trying to have them committed to an institution.
I don't know, man. I think your mom freaked out.
Are you arguing with me? Do you see my resolve face? You've seen it before. You know what it means. Maybe she can stall.
But
Resolve face.
You can't say no to Willow's resolve face. Returning to the scene of the crime.
You're expelled.
He said that so happily. You're expelled.
You never ever got a single date in high school, did you?
It's like Buffy just doesn't care.
Kicked out the house, expelled from school.
Tell the mayor I have good news.
Wait.
With your heart.
Whoa.
Wow.
I thought I'd lost you.
I'll never
Playing with his head for real.
finally.
Don't fall for it, Giles.
We'll have everything we never got to have. He's the key.
His blood. He mustn't.
Just gave it away.
Drusilla's having too much fun.
Drusilla,
Honey?
we are finished here, Dogs.
I got nothing left to lose.
Wrong, kid. You got one more thing.
That was ominous.
Yeah, it really was. What did he mean?
What do you think she has to lose?
Her life? Her friends?
Tell me what?
Kick his ass.
Wow.
Oh, snap. He didn't deliver the message.
Carla.
We've always known Xander hated Angel.
That's true.
Angel's like,
Hello,
oh
lover.
my gosh.
I don't have time for you.
I don't.
Wow.
Spike is like, I've been waiting to do this.
Yeah, that felt like a lot in that attack.
Really. Remember when you said Angel would beat Spike in a fight? What happened? I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's true.
He got him from behind though, so you know.
Yeah, he didn't. It wasn't on equal footing.
Inside my head, make me see things I want.
Then why would they make you see me?
All right, let's go.
Right, let's go. Wow. Oh snap. Uh-oh.
Here he comes.
Those noises. He's sword fighting? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's sneaking in the shirt.
Willow?
Are you okay? Te implore duamne, nu ignora chesta rugamente.
Yeah, she's really going all out with this.
Hey, speak English.
Speak English. Allison Hannigan is a good actress. She can pull off anything, honestly.
God is gonna kill her.
He said, oh well.
No friends. No hope. Take all that away, and what's left?
Me.
Dang, she really came back on him. Oh, wow.
Buffy. What's going on?
He's trying to say what's going on.
That's crazy.
I don't remember.
Angel.
You're
Aww.
hurt.
Angel? Who's gonna break the news to him? Angel, you were actually a bad guy for the last 3 months.
You should start to remember if the curse is the same.
Close your eyes.
That's bleak.
Sometimes you just gotta kill your boyfriend.
Seriously. And now she has nowhere to go. She don't got no place to stay. She can't go back to school.
Wow.
Anywhere.
You just always gotta have a character in a wheelchair.
No.
Yeah,
But we know the
another
world
one.
didn't end, because check it out. Well, maybe it wasn't in time. Maybe she had to kill him before the cure could work. And she'd want to be alone, I guess.
Or maybe
Xander.
Angel was saved and they want to be alone together.
Dang.
Oh. Well, alright. Okay.
That was an interesting episode.
Interesting, you say. What did you think was interesting about it?
I guess it was kind of becoming Buffy in the sense that she was kind of like losing all the things that she, were once so familiar to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, like you said, becoming a new type of Buffy. I think.
Yeah. That was really cool, that moment where he was like, you've lost, whatever he said, you've lost your friends, you've lost your family or mom, you've lost everything,
Yeah,
you've
you're
lost
home,
hope.
school.
And then, yeah, exactly. And what's left? And she's just like, me. And that's enough in Buffy's case, sometimes, at least. I mean, obviously those other things are important too, but, in the way that she lost them here, she didn't, she didn't lose them, you know? She just didn't have them
Yeah.
at that moment. So it's not like her friends turned on her or anything like that. So it showed that, you know, it just showed how, I guess, the strength that she had within her and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I remember these 2 episodes being really good, and I definitely don't think they disappointed. I think this was a pretty strong way to end out the season. And I wanted to ask you, like, if you saw any of this coming, or like if this ending surprised you or anything.
It didn't surprise me, but I guess it did surprise me a little bit. That, like, Angel dying, that was the biggest twist for me. Like, I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. I think Spike and Drusilla getting away, to me, I could have gone without that.
Why you say
It could
that?
have been something else. I don't know. I just, like I said, like I kind of wanted to see like something more with Spike and Drusilla as opposed to them just getting away. You know.
Mm-hmm. So
I
like,
wish they would have just had a more active role, or not even an active role, but like I just mean like when I guess for me I mean Spike. Everything really didn't happen for him until like the last episode, the last couple episodes, when we find out that he's able to like stand up and stuff. So looking back on it, like I was talking about with earlier in the first part of the video, I feel like I don't really like how the whole Spike thing went down.
Interesting. Yeah. One thing you said last video that I slightly agree with, slightly disagree with, was you said how like abrupt it was. Like it seemed like they just abandoned the Spike thing. To me, it didn't feel like it was just abandoned, because it felt like it all kind of happened in a reasonable or logical progression. Because, you know, it started with Spike trying to nurse Drusilla back to health and whatnot, and them trying to find a cure for her, and then they worked to find a cure for her and found it, and then once they find it, something ends up happening to, you know, debilitate Spike. I guess maybe it could be a question of, was that a reasonable way for him to be, you know, kind of debilitated in that way? But I felt like, you know, that was, it felt like something that logically could happen and could seem like they were planning from the start, rather than them just, I mean, not saying they planned it from the start, but it didn't feel like they just like abruptly like switched gears or something to me, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But at the same time, yeah, it did kind of feel like Spike just kind of, you know, went to the wayside a bit this season. And I don't know how much I think of that as a bad thing or not. It just more so felt like it seemed like he was being set up for something completely different than what he was. But in this last episode in particular, I really feel like, I mean, this is the biggest role he's played since, like, you know, the first half of the season. Because
Yeah,
like
definitely.
this episode, he definitely had a pretty active role, I think. Because, I mean, he, you know, teamed up with Buffy and whatnot, still for his own selfish reasons and everything. I like the fact that they didn't, like, just turn Spike into a good guy out of nowhere. Like, they showed him at the end, like, ooh, he's about to kill her. But then he just kept on walking. So it's like they're saying he's not a good guy. He just happened to have, you know, interests that aligned with Buffy's in this particular instance. And whatnot.
Yeah, really ambiguous, like, you know.
Yeah. So I thought I enjoyed Spike's character in this episode, and I felt like this was a great episode for Spike, because if you think about it, this whole season, it seems like he's completely just lost his agency ever since, you know, Drusilla got powerful again. It just feels like he hasn't really had control over anything in his life, or his unlife, whatever a vampire has. So I feel like this episode was Spike kind of just turning around and taking things back for himself the way he wanted. Even though it's a little, I mean, obviously, you kind of question the ethical idea behind him putting her in a sleeper hold and then, you know, just carrying her unconscious body away with him, despite her not seeming to have actually been interested in going with him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's an evil vampire, so what are you going to expect, you know?
Yeah, really.
But it's still just cool seeing that they kind of, you know, he kind of got a chance to actually come back into his own and just be himself. Like he said, vampires talk a big talk, but he doesn't really care that much about ending the world. Like, that's just, like, I guess, fun talk sometimes. Spike just wants to do what he wants to do, and at the end of the day, that's what he's going to do, regardless of somebody's plan of opening hell or sending everybody down there or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool. What did you think about Willow and her, witchcraft and whatnot?
I thought it was pretty interesting. Like I said, I like her take on being a witch or whatever, and I like how nerdy she is about it. She has this she treats it like a subject in the school.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I like this, and I like to see the other characters other than Buffy have their own mythological stories or stuff going on.
So Willow seems to be getting into witchcraft. Oz is a werewolf. Do you see anything happening for Xander or Cordelia?
I don't know. Maybe they'll end up being conjoined or something.
Maybe that would be their superpower.
Yeah.
the conjoined couple. Obviously, there's really, I guess, no way you could know this, but prediction, I guess. What do you think is up with Principal Snyder? And, what he was saying there about he has good news.
Well, he definitely... I feel like he knows Buffy is a Slayer.
Yeah.
Because he obviously knows about Sunnydale being the Hellmouth and all the bad, crazy stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So I personally think that he's a bad guy. I think that he's got some people. I think he's got some people in higher places that control things or need to know things, and he's their underling or their go-to guy for that kind of information or something.
Yeah, it seems like they've been hinting, just throwing little hints every now and then this season of, not little hints, but they're just very rarely given hints of Mr. Snyder knowing more than he lets on, basically. I mean, they blatantly had him say it's a Hellmouth and stuff, but it seems like every time they do it, it's 10 episodes before they remind you again. And you're like, oh, yeah, he sure did have something going on with that. So it's interesting to see where that may be headed. Once again, it did kind of feel like Oz was kind of just there this episode. And I get it again. But, I guess it wasn't really much for him to do, but I appreciate the fact that it did have him there. And there was actually a good moment with Oz, because remember when Willow was in the bed talking to Xander, but then she said Oz, and Oz came, and I don't know if that was meant to be and maybe you can give your take on this too, but I wasn't sure if they were saying Xander saying I love you woke up Willow, but she was thinking of Oz, and then Oz came, or whether Xander saying I loved you just happened to be coincidental with when Oz came, and Willow could somehow sense Oz, and that's what woke her up. But
that's a good point. I really can't say that, because I guess for me, I interpreted it as I thought she was waking up because of what Xander said. I thought they were trying to allude to the fact that she may still like Xander or something. That's what it looked like to me, at least on the surface.
Yeah, definitely.
But then Oz did come in right after, so.
And so I was wondering, was that a bait and switch type thing? We were supposed to think it was for Xander, but then Oz comes in, you're like, oh, so she really has moved on to Oz now. The Giles and Jenny moment, was pretty touching. It was cool to see Jenny again, but also heartbreaking knowing that, Giles was just getting manipulated the whole time.
See her basically as Drusilla,
Right, exactly. Giles he fell for the okie doke with that one, but can you blame him? Oh, and I just thought about they never really wrapped up the whole storyline of Buffy and the police. I guess, since she left out kind of on the run at the end of the episode, she's just still on the run from them, because they never really.
She's probably gonna end up being wanted or something.
Because it seems like they kept on saying she's innocent. She was innocent of the murder that they thought she committed, but the fact that she resisted arrest, attacked a police officer, and ran away, in real life she would still be in trouble for that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
even if you're innocent, if you then go attack a police officer, you're definitely going to be in trouble for that. So that's a little interesting to me, and I wonder if, like, you know, they're just going to kind of gloss over that and be like, oh, well, since you didn't commit the murder, we'll just let that go, or what. So, that's interesting. I couldn't believe it when she did that, when she just flipped that police officer over. So since this was the season finale, I guess we could just give, you know, overall thoughts. Like, what did you think of season 2 as a whole?
I like season 2 a lot better than season 1. I think this one, because I feel like season 1 kind of introduces you to the characters in the world and like how everything works. So like season 2, it feels like they kind of like finally got their footing, or not even finally, like they got their footing and, you know, just like stuck with it and weren't afraid to like really like change up the format every now and again, you know.
Yeah.
Like for some interesting storytelling in some episodes. So yeah, I think it was overall. I think it was a pretty good, series. I mean, season.
Or what are you? You live in the UK now or something? I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, I thought season 2 was good overall too. You know, one thing that is interesting to me as a, you know, rewatcher here, like, we're watching this at a pace that is much slower than the pace that I originally watched the show, you know, because I was pretty much binging through it when I first time ever just saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer all the way through. So watching it at this pace, I do feel like it makes episodes that are some of the weaker episodes stand out more, you know? Because it did feel like while there was a lot of strong points in season 2, there were still some episodes in there that kind of felt like duds in a way, you know, at least compared to some of the other episodes. And so it was interesting, you know, watching it at this pace, because I'm like, okay, this was a good season, but it like when I just think of how I had originally thought of season 2, I'm like, okay, I see a lot of what I originally pictured as season 1 type stuff was still pretty prevalent throughout season 2, even up towards some of the more, you know, some of the episodes towards the end of season 2. Because it seemed like they still had a good number of Monster of the Weeks in there that just didn't really feel like they completely hit the mark. They weren't horrible episodes or anything, but compared to the, you know, the top tier episodes of the season, they definitely sort of paled in comparison.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying about that.
So do you have any predictions or ideas for what may be going to happen now, moving forward, given everything that has transpired here at the end of the season?
No, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen next, really.
Do you think Buffy's going to be back in Sunnydale anytime soon, or do you think next season will just be in a totally different place?
They'll probably do like the first episode like an exploration across America or something, but like she's going to be back in Sunnydale pretty quickly. Yeah. Like, let's just be honest.
Well, all right then. I guess that's going to do it for this episode. This was Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, Episode 22, Becoming Part 2. Which is too many twos. 22 twos. You know, if you are a Jay-Z fan. It's a classic song. But anyway, yeah, I'm going off subject completely. Comment what you thought about this episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Head to Patreon for full uncut reactions way ahead of the YouTube schedule. And that'll be it for today. I hope you all enjoy your lives. See you season 3.